What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the all-new 2024 Ford Mustang GT. This one is a GT Premium finished in rapid red metallic. MSRP is about $56,000. Big shout out and thank you to Midland Ford Lincoln for providing this new GT for today's video. Take a look at their website, link down below. Underneath the hood of the all-new S650 GT Mustang, you're going to find that naturally aspirated 5-liter V8. It has the twin intake and throttle body design, cranking out 486 horsepower with 418 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission, of course sending the power to the rear wheels through a limited slip rear differential. Curb weight is about 3,800 pounds and it runs on a 16-gallon fuel tank. You can also expect 15 miles per gallon in the city with 24 out on the highway. And with the 10-speed automatic, 0 to 60 time can come in under 4 seconds, quarter mile time at 12.2 at 116.8 miles per hour, and topping out around 155 miles an hour. The overall length is 189.4 inches with wheelbase at 107, width is 75.4, and height is 55 inches. Moving on to the exterior styling with the all-new 2024 Mustang GT. This red color is gorgeous, especially on a well-lit day. You're going to see these new triple beam LED headlights. You can even see those DRLs doing a little dance, which is really neat to see. That is so cool. Blacked out housing, super aggressive looking. You got a lot of sharp body lines cutting towards this grille. You can see it's finished off in gloss black. You have your pony logo right in the center, and there's even active grille shutters to improve efficiency or cooling when needed. This has a super aggressive front end design. You can see some trim pieces on the farthest side with a black plastic material for the front splitter. You got a safety sensor down below, and then more active grille shutters in the lower grille to just keep this as efficient and performance focused as possible. I really like the new front end. I think it comes together well, giving it a performance focused vibe. And you can see how the hood cascades over the grille with a functional heat extraction vent right in the center. You have really sharp lines fading towards the windshield just to really keep it classic with the Mustang lines, so it definitely still looks like a Mustang. Now this one has some nice options. You can see these Brembo brakes, which are absolutely massive, finished off in bright blue, and you can see how they just barely clear these 19-inch performance wheels. So really nice to see that. You can see the sharp trim piece around the front fender, and of course that 5.0 badge. This also has a set of body colored door handles and body colored mirrors. There's an integrated turn signal along with black trim surrounding the windows. You have some sharp lines up on the roof along with a shark fin antenna, and then the lower side skirt is finished off in more of that black plastic to match the front splitter. The Mustang Coupe has that classic fastback design. It is slightly longer than the S650 generation. You can definitely tell how the trunk protrudes outwards. You have a super sharp line over the rear fender, just giving it more of that width and aggressive appearance. And then you can see how the trunk lid fades into the spoiler delete. So that is optional to have a wing on here, a no cost option. And you can see how it's kind of a trim piece, and it really makes the rear end protrude at a sharp angle. And I really love the LED taillights. Just like in the past, it has that 3-bar design with a nice glowing red. So super cool with those sharp lines all throughout the bumper. You get your backup camera and GT badge, and then more of this plastic material within the lower diffuser. We have the active exhaust on this with your quad exhaust tips, parking sensors, reverse light, and some pretty cool sculpture all throughout it. I think overall this car really does come together, and it's a great update for the design of the new Mustang. Moving to the key fob, we get unlock, lock, remote start, and your trunk release. There are some cool features too. Let's go ahead and remote start. You can hear that amazing V8 roar to life, but check this out. If I go ahead and hit unlock and then lock, and then let's do that again. That is super cool. I think Mustang owners are gonna love that. You can remote rev your car. And now we can go ahead and shut off. That sounds incredible. Now, keeping the key fob in my pocket, of course it has the smart access and everything, and now we can check out this leather interior. This one's finished off in a really cool red and black combination, even with matching seat belts. Taking a look at the door panel, you can see how it's finished in black and red. We have the smooth black leather for the armrest with some padding. Nice contours up here with that red color. There's a carbon fiber look material with your release handle, memory seating, lock and unlock, then your window and mirror controls. Nice grab handle and a little bit of storage. and then Mustang on the door sill. You do have some power controls on the seat, along with the manual recline, and then a good look at the perforated leather in the center. Nice bolsters too, just to give it a more performance-focused look. Really nice coming up towards the headrest with all this contrast stitching, and then those seatbelts are really sweet. You're also going to see the black leather steering wheel with a flat bottom design, more of that carbon fiber look material, and then silver trim. And then now inside the Mustang GT, keep my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. The GT Premium is going to have one nice screen connecting, which is a really cool touch. Along the steering wheel, we get the pony badge. You're also going to see cruise control settings, along with drive mode. And then on the right side, we have some Bluetooth and audio controls. You do have the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, along with the stalk on the right for windshield wipers, turn signal on the left. And then taking a look at the gauge cluster. Right now, in this mode, you have that huge tack. You can also scroll up and down using this to see just a few items within the car. So super easy. Then if I go through the drive modes, you can take a look at the normal mode. You can continue up into a custom mode. You have slippery, drag strip, track. The depictions are so cool on this as well. Sport, and then back to normal. Now if you want to change the actual gauge cluster, let's tap the pony badge. And then over here, we have custom mode. Right here, you can also adjust your drive modes, make all those adjustments. But down here, we have the cluster theme. So if we go ahead and go down into Fox Body, you're gonna get those old school retro gauges, and at night this will actually glow green just like an old school Ford. We also have the calm screen, which just gives it a little bit more generic look. We have the track mode where we were just at, huge tachometer. Sport mode, you can see how it's a little bit more modern design for everything. Then you can see those controls in the center with some more information. Then you have your normal mode, which is a little bit more generic looking, and then you can match the drive mode as well. So now if I adjust the drive mode on here, it's going to make it go into the cool depictions. And then over on the left side, you're going to see all those headlight controls, trunk release, some red stitching, your air vent with that carbon fiber look material. This even has Bang & Olufsen audio. And then on the far right side, you can see more of that carbon material, the leather, as well as stitching. Very cool update. I know not everyone's the biggest fan of this tablet style for the screen, but in person it really does come together. Now moving to the entire infotainment screen, toggling the home icon, you have a configurable section right here with navigation and audio. Then we have a few controls on the right side. So you have settings right here you're able to go through, just all your generic information. Hit the home icon again. If I go under features now, you can see the My Mustang badge, which is just like tapping the pony logo down there. But in here, we have all of your track apps you're able to monitor, auxiliary gauges, you can view a few more things within the car, of course the colors, things like that. Then going back to the home screen, on the far right, if I hit apps, you're gonna see Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and on the right side on a lot of these screens, you can scroll this up and down and view a few more things. Now down below, you're always gonna see climate controls. Tapping this one right here, basically it'll pop up with your different zones, super simple. You can hide that as well. Fan speed, you're gonna toggle for here. And then for temperature, once again, you can just toggle that. Heated seats and steering wheel. And if I go ahead and put the car into reverse, we have a very HD backup camera with all of your parking sensors. So definitely a super cool screen. I think it does work really well and looks pretty nice. We have more of that carbon material, traction control down below, volume on off, wireless phone charging, a few plugs, and then more of the leather and stitching. Really cool, soft material. I think it comes together well. You can see the shift knob, 2 cup holders, parking brake, more of the stitching and leather, and then a pretty typical glove box in the center, and then of course the passenger side one. One last look at the interior, certainly comes together nicely. This is a huge upgrade. Then up on top, just has a basic black headliner. There is a sunglass holder up here. You're gonna see your dome lights, and then of course a frameless mirror. Now the Mustang still has back seats. With the driver's seat out of the way, you can see more of that Carmine red for the leather and back. You can even see the 2 bucket seats and even those matching seat belts. All right, sitting in the back seat of the Mustang GT. As expected, it's a little on the cramped side at 5'11". My head doesn't really have the most room, so I'd have to kind of crouch forward. It's not bad. I mean, if you really were gonna use this for people in the back, it's doable. However, 2 grown-ups are definitely gonna be a little cramped back here. Be fine for kids though. So in a pinch, it's not bad. At least the Mustang certainly does offer you that type of practicality which is really cool to see. And on the backs of the seats, you can even pull these levers and fold these down super easily and get the driver's seats out of the way. And then now moving to the trunk space, there still is a button on the rear bumper you can just tap, manually open up that, and as expected, you have a really large trunk in the back of a Mustang. This one does have the upgraded sound system with a huge sub, and then down below you can lift up the floor and we have a little bit of space. With the seats folded down, you can see just how much more storage space you're gonna get in a Mustang. And then coming through the side, you can see they're gonna fold down nice and flat with a big opening into the trunk to continue making this new generation Mustang very practical. All right, guys, we are setting off now in the new GT Mustang. So in track mode now, I think the paddle shifters are a lot better than before. It doesn't really like lurch in between gear changes. I feel like it did that a little bit on the previous gen. This is pretty cool. I'm in the track mode. You know, you got all the cool gauges. This is a fun cockpit. It feels so modern and so cool. Feels like an awesome modern muscle car, honestly. Yeah, definitely a pretty sweet car to be in. So if we tone it down to normal mode, bump us back into automatic. Normal driving is really nice in this. You know, the suspension right now, super comfortable. Visibility is pretty good, pretty typical as you'd expect from a car like this. Left and right shoulder, really no crazy blind spots or anything like that. It's a nice normal daily driver. The seats are padded, steering wheel feels great. There's like thumb notches in it. It's just a pleasant car to be in. I think the interior is the biggest upgrade. It's just so nice. In automatic, you don't feel any gear changes. It is just effortless getting up to speed. We know the V8's got some power, especially even over the previous gen. I mean, this is a very well done car, very well balanced, and I like how genuinely no big deal being a daily driver. This is perfectly nice. Good armrests and everything. At 5'11", I have plenty of leg room. Headroom is good. Of course, you can maneuver the seat even more. It's just a car you can drive and have fun with. And I love just the technology in it. It's not overbearing, it's not too much. It just really fits. And you really got to give this screen a chance. Check it out in person, because when you're driving, it just fits. It honestly feels so good in here. I love the drive modes and everything. They definitely make a little bit of a difference. I can't really fully test this car out being brand new. And then I really like how you're able to just further customize everything you want. Right now, everything's in track mode, and I like how you can kind of fine tune it, giving it an individual mode and everything like that. The V8 sounds awesome. There are every now and then a little pop. But smooth power delivery. Of course, if we were to get up to the 7,500 RPM red line, this thing would just roar. But even just short shifting in it, it's well done and a pretty fun car. The Brembos also, whoa. Yeah, they work pretty darn well. They are huge, as you saw. I mean, this car just well done. And even on a chillier day, it's like 50 degrees out, you know, not full throttling it, it does maintain traction pretty well. So, like I said, just well balanced all around new Mustang. Interior, so much nicer than before. It drives smooth, the engine is really smooth. Ford did just a great job. It's just a really good upgrade. I don't think there's much to complain about. It's just a fun and nice car to drive. All right, my honest thoughts now. I'm impressed. You know, I'm not the biggest muscle car fan out there. However, when you're in this car, it has that interior refinement that I feel like a lot of my generation is now starting to crave. That's why a lot of us are really liking the European cars. When you hop in this GT Premium, it feels cool. It feels really nice. The steering wheel, I mean, the use of materials, everything you touch, look at, feel, and use, it feels like a very nice car. I recently drove the EcoBoost, which was a base model. It only had like $2,500 worth of options, and the basic car actually felt nice. It still had nice screens. The fabric and vinyl seats looked really cool and were comfortable. Like, it's impressive what Ford has done with this new S650. They've made it to where it's just a nice car overall. Biggest thing you're gonna notice is when you hop in the interior, like I said, it feels nice. I've used that word way too many times, but it feels like a huge upgrade. It just feels like something that's worth, you know, $56,000. So I think pricing's not too bad. It's definitely more expensive than before. You know, you could get into a GT for 35, 40 grand. Definitely a lot more expensive these days. but at least when you get in this car, it doesn't feel cheap or anything weird. The tech works great, it looks fantastic. This big screen, you really, it might grow on you. I know not everybody likes the tablet styles, but when you're driving, you kind of forget about that. It's sunken below the dashboard, so I can see all this. So it's not like this is just sticking up weirdly, which I can agree, I'm not a big fan of those designs, but it is integrated very well. The user interface, what you see in them, it's all the information you're gonna want, and I like how it's not complicated. The toggles are big enough to touch all these things, or when you're driving, it's not like you're trying to hit a little tiny icon. So it's really well done. Only complaint could be maybe climate control. You do have extra steps, like your fan speed and temperature. You kind of got to go in and out of it a little bit. It is what it is. Overall driving characteristics, this does feel tighter than a previous gen GT Premium with some fun performance options on it. So I think the build quality has improved. It feels just a little bit more put together, and the handling feels a little tighter front to back to where it doesn't feel loose. Mustangs aren't exactly a nimble handling car like what you can get in the European brands. However, this feels a lot more composed and put together to where this would be a lot of fun probably on a mountain road. And honestly, especially if you get it fully decked out, personally, manual transmission of course, I mean, it'd be really fun. Even with a 10-speed though, you're gonna get lightning quick shifts, faster 0 to 60 time, and really good precision. Now 10 speeds are a lot to go through with paddle shifters, that's why I'm not the biggest fan of the 10-speed. However, when you're around town, we're in 6th gear right now, so you can kind of use this like a normal 6-speed or 7-speed automatic. Lightning quick on those gear changes. Like I said, the shifting is much better. I really didn't like the previous gen 10-speed because it almost like hit you in the back but pushed you forward at the same time. It was just a little weird coming from at least ZF8 speeds. This is a lot better. It feels really precise on the shifting and a lot more fun to play with. The engine, it's just so smooth. And I like how easily you can go back and forth from drive mode just to tone it down. Normal, automatic, cruise control, and it's relaxing. So that is it then for the 2024 GT Premium. I really just want to keep driving it. I'm not gonna lie, I want to keep going. I got a full tank of gas in mine as well. Anyways, keep chatting. Thank you once again to Midland Ford Lincoln for providing this awesome new Mustang GT Premium for today's video. Take a look at their website, linked down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content, and I'll see you all in the next video.